What's going on? What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the LFG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering what had the interwebs in a frenzy today. It's kind of funny, and I was thinking about it. There's a good chunk of people that obviously aren't chronically online, like yourself and I, that probably don't know that Marvel has a Spider-Man movie coming out because, to be honest, it hasn't been marketed yet. And today it was launched into the interwebs that a brand new day trailer could be coming as early as next week. And this would be the first trailer, obviously, for this movie, because again, we haven't gotten anything. And it's almost honestly, it's kind of crazy because they've advertised Avengers Doomsday, and that movie comes out in December. And yet, I think the only thing that we've gotten from this, like concrete from Marvel itself, was that first video showing off, Tom in the suit and things like that. And I really don't think it's been anything else. Like, we've gotten, leaked set footage and different things like that from people being on set and or not being on set, but them being on set and people being in the streets, but nothing official from Marvel. And apparently that's all ending next week. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. I'm gonna pull this tweet up from Soups here. That is my son having a ball right there. So let's pull this up. This is the tweets from Soups, our MCU insider here, Soups, right? So he put on the interwebs today. Next week, we're finally getting the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The wait is almost over. And you can see, how many views this has. And I don't think you can see my clock, but it's 7:20. This was 4 hours ago. The tweet went crazy. And a bunch of the kind of more concrete insiders got wind of this, and they were like, "Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of validity to this." So again, according to Soups, right, next week should be the end of the drought. And honestly, it's really interesting because, and I can bring this up too really quick. Let me see. It's really interesting too because on our last podcast, we had brought up that there were already rumblings that Marvel was going to drop the trailer soon anyways. And I mean, this movie drops July 31st, so they got to get the ball rolling regardless. But here, I got it right here. I wonder if I can, share something else. And so look, this is what we kind of talked about in the news section of our last podcast. But it says the first trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly release March 20th, according to multiple insiders. I don't know if Soups is one of them, but he's the one that got the credit today. The trailer is expected to play in theaters ahead of Project Hail Mary. This is cool for a lot of reasons for me personally. I really like this trend, and it's not a new trend because they used to do this, obviously way back in the day. But I really like this trend of movie theaters, or I guess new movies playing the movies that are coming out later, their trailers in front of their movies. Like, I love that because it really brings back that old cinema feel where it was like, back in the day, like you had to go to the movie theaters to watch these movies, to watch these movie trailers. And it just feels really cool. It adds something to the already expensive movie going experience. You can look forward to something even before your movie. It entices people to get to the movie theater on time and maybe even earlier. So I'm a fan of that. Adding to that, I think it is super encouraging for them to do this because I really do think that Project Hail Mary is going to open up fairly solid, if not big. I'm hoping that I'm even wrong on the projections that I have for even opening weekend, but I think Project Hail Mary is going to do pretty good. And I don't think it's too far off the demographics that are going to go watch Project Hail Mary and that are going to go watch Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, I'm sure there's at least a little bit of crossover there, so that'll bode well. And I just think this is a W move. If this is the case and the trailer is playing, hopefully exclusively in front of Project Hail Mary, I think that would be awesome. And then you can just drop it, I don't know, Project Hail Mary would drop on a Thursday unless you see it early. So probably that Monday they could drop the Brand New Day trailer. I think that would be a smart move. Yeah, like I said, going back to the beginning, it's really, really interesting because, like I said, Doomsday, I think that's December 18th, if I'm not mistaken. And they've already dropped 4. They did their 4 little mini teaser trailers. What was that? Captain America, Thor, the X-Men, and the Wakandan. Those little teaser trailers that they dropped. And they got the live stream clock going on for Doomsday. Like, Marvel has already begun the pushing campaign for Avengers Doomsday. Who knows when we get that trailer, by the way. Obviously, that'll be later down the line. But Brand New Day opens up July 31st. It's March 11th. Like, we need the trailer. And apparently it's coming next week. I'm super excited to see it. Obviously, No Way Home. I mean, I don't even got to say probably. One of the biggest movies of when did that come out? Is that 2021? So that would be this decade. Let me fact check myself. I think that's 2021 because that was crazy. That whole 2021. So one of the biggest grossing movies of this decade of all time. It was insane, and it really did a great job of us wanting more and setting up the future of Tom Holland's character and what he has going on with the spell and different things like that. And obviously, at that time, we still had the Kang Dynasty and things like that. And now Marvel has pivoted to Doctor Doom, which, huge Doctor Doom fan myself. He's my favorite Marvel character. Thor is my favorite MCU character, but Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel character. So them pivoting to that and then casting Robert Downey Jr. in the role, obviously there's going to be some kind of correlation there. And this is the last movie before Doomsday, so there's not a huge amount of pressure, obviously, but it does have some ground to make up for Marvel because we have nothing going into Doomsday, obviously. And I'm not one of those people that really cares. Doomsday is going to be crazy. I'm already knowing. Listen, after this supposed soft reboot that Marvel's going to do after Secret Wars, then I'll start caring about where we're at in the timeline. But they announced the reboot, and it's like, okay, Doomsday and Secret Wars, let's just go out with a fucking bang. Sue me. That's where I'm at. They're bringing back the X-Men. They got the Avengers, the Wakandans, Fantastic Four. It's like, it's a comic book wet dream, bro. If you're not excited about Doomsday, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It's going to be epic. I'm super excited. So, I don't even know if you guys are going to go see Project Hail Mary. I am. That's one of my more anticipated movies of the year. And dude, honestly, them having Sadie Sink in here potentially playing Jean Grey, us getting another live action Jean Grey, that's like at the top of the list of why I want to see this movie. Because the X-Men, to me, man, that's Marvel royalty to me. I know it's the MCU, and Marvel made the Avengers the hot thing, but anything X-Men, bring it to me. X-Men 97 is one of my favorite cartoons. Not X-Men 97, but the X-Men 90s and then X-Men 97 is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. It's a 20 out of 10. So he agrees. Then bringing the X-Men into that, it's incredible. I love it. Put it into my veins. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, we are a pop culture podcast that does anything and everything in pop culture. Movies, TV shows, video games, anime. If any of that fun stuff interests you, consider hitting that like button. But please do me a favor. If you could, hit that subscribe button so you never miss any pop culture news. And you can go check out the podcast. Like I said, all that fun stuff. The One Piece live action just dropped. We just reviewed that spoiler free. We got a spoiler edition coming out on Sunday, I believe. We got a lot of stuff going on. Invincible, Daredevil Born Again, House of the Dragons coming out. There's so much. There's so much coming out, and I'm forgetting a lot. But we talk about all of it. We love all that stuff. So consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. My son is excited for all of it. Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. Hopefully next week we'll be reacting. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.